And as you can see, the guitar show is coming up. We're going to bring you a brand new program here in March. And if you ever wanted to learn how to play the guitar, we got a gentleman here that can really help you out, Howard Seiden. I'm looking at his email or his website, and this says it all, Bach to Beatles.
Yes.
And I want to say yesterday he taped a show for us, his second one. You'll see the first one coming up very, very soon. But you relate the two, don't you?
Yes, absolutely.
First of all, welcome.
Well,
nice
thanks a lot, Ken.
Here.
Thank you very much for having me.
He was here for a couple hours yesterday, so we were talking back and forth. We see, there you are. We see you here and your little pal.
Yeah, there's George. George is my co-host. George, sometimes he helps, sometimes he actually doesn't help. He detracts a little bit. He interrupts, but as I tell people, I basically have to bring him here because he drives the van. So I'm kind of stuck.
There you go.
I'm kind of stuck with that. So yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
So your show that you're doing for us, you obviously teach guitar.
Yes.
You've done that for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Is this a step-by-step program? Is it an overview? What do you hope the viewer gets out of this?
Great question. I really hope that what the viewer is going to take away from this is I want it to be, first of all, an entertaining show, and also, regardless of their skill level, even if you know nothing about guitar, you can be an absolute beginner, you cannot even know which end up is a guitar. My takeaway from this show is I want to give information to viewers to show them that you don't really need to have to learn how to play or need to learn music. You don't have to have a formal music education. You don't need to even learn the note names on a staff. You can start playing guitar like immediately. And I really mean immediately by this method, what I call the tab method. The tab method has been around since the 17th century. I wish I could have taken credit for it. But what I do is I've taken the tab method, and I call it my paint by numbers version of learning how to play guitar. And it basically, instead of having notes that you would have to learn, or like and pitches and key changes and note values and things like that, the tablature basically is going to show you where to put your fingers on the guitar. And instead of having to read the music or learn music on how to do that, is going to say, like you'll see a 3 on a line, and that means, well, I guess we have to put a finger on the 3rd fret on whatever and that line represents a string. So it gets people learning to play guitar that have never played guitar, up to speed very, very quickly. Now, you still are going to have to take some time to practice and to feel and to get the feel of the instrument. But as far as actually playing the instrument, this is the fastest way, I believe. And I think that people really do want to learn how to play guitar quickly. And for folks here in Laguna Village, even some older folks, or maybe some folks as baby boomers, or maybe even a little bit younger than baby boomers, a lot of people, they want to take a guitar. That's a nice gag. A lot of people want to take a guitar and they don't want to go through the formal lesson. They want to say, hey, can you come over and show me how to do a few things so I can start playing right away? And I hope that this show, it'll provide a little bit of entertainment, but at the same time, the takeaway is it's really going to show you, or I'm really trying to show you how to play some very good things on guitar, from the beginner to advanced, everywhere in between.
And it is entertaining. You even do a little magic.
Well, right? I've done a little, a little magic.
What's your background?
Now, and
I understand that you had a jazz guitarist, an uncle that was famous.
Yes, I have a famous jazz guitarist in the family. He was actually my grandmother's brother, who is my great uncle. Now, he passed away in 2004. But Barney Kessel, I just have a few little notes here. He was, from 1947 to 1960, he was the guitarist that was in most demand for films, for recordings,
Wow.
for TV in America. He was the #1 session
Wow.
guy. He's done so many films and everything. He was voted the #1 guitar player in Esquire, Downbeat, and Playboy magazines.
Wow.
All those years in a row. He's done recordings for Phil Spector, the Beach Boys, the Monkees, Liberace, even Frank Sinatra. I even found out that he did some guitar playing on Star Trek episodes.
Wow.
Little did I ever know. But you know, when he was a little bit younger, starting out, he used to come over to my grandmother's, his sisters, and my mother used to bring me and my brothers. I was very young then, and you know, he was playing at a place called Baker's Keyboard Lounge in Detroit. We'd come over there, and I'd get to see him, and you know, we would goof around, and he'd show me little things, and that's the time, really, a lot
That's
of the
how you
times
started?
that I was so impressed with seeing that. And then later on, I was able to get introduced to Les Paul himself through my
really?
Uncle Barney. I got to play about 15 minutes with Les Paul. And that's how I got my black, which was shown on the screen, that's how I got my black Les Paul autographed after
Wow.
I played. He autographed there
Yeah.
on the left side, it says, "To Howard, keep picking from Les Paul."
Wow.
And that was done in 1978, so of course I'm never going to get rid of that.
No.
And so that was a lot of fun. That was quite a highlight. Again, but briefly, I did see my Uncle Barney shortly before he passed away in '04. He was in San Diego, and I did bring that guitar. I brought it out just to show him. I thought maybe it might bring back some memories for him. And I can remember, here he was in his hospice bed, actually. I showed him the guitar. He looked at it in disgust, because him and Les Paul, through their whole careers, they kind of,
Oh, really?
they weren't the greatest of friends, shall
Yeah.
we say. They were fierce competition. And I remember he saw that. He said he looked at it in disgust, and I remember he looked at it and what did he said? Oh yeah, he said, "Les Paul, what a hack." and of course, to this day, I still laugh over that comment. But
That's funny.
That was funny.
Good story. I want to mention again that your shows are going to be starting for us in March. And I believe the first show is, I think it's March 2nd. Yeah,
yes.
March 2nd. It's going to be in the morning, and then we're going to have it. It's going to be a weekly show. I think what you're doing is great, because obviously I've seen them already. It's fun more than anything else.
Yeah.
And if viewers have a question about it,
Yeah.
how do they get in touch with you? If they have a voice,
Fabulous.
they want to voice something on that they've seen in the show, and maybe say, hey, can you kind of show us this or that?
Yeah, great question, and thanks for asking that, Ken. I really, even when I approached this, when I even wrote this up, I really want this show to be for Laguna Woods people. I don't, my vision was not to come up with a show and put this on and say, hey, I wonder if people are going to like this or not. I really want this to be the Laguna Woods show. So what I would really like and encourage, in fact, and I think on some of the shows we show the email.
It's howard@bach2beatles.com.
Right, and it's Bach as in the composer, B-A-C-H.
Yes.
And I encourage folks to send me an email. I guarantee you every one of them will be looked at. If there's a song that you would like me to do on the show, if there's any kind of suggestions, a song, a phrase, even a lead part to a song, if there's just certain things that you'd like to learn, send it to me in an email.
Okay.
I'll take a look at it, and if I get a number of them, and like I said, maybe we'll have a viewer email section on the show.
All right.
But I will
That'll
look
be
at
a good
those,
one.
and I'll put that to good use, because I want it to be a show for the village.
All right. We're just about out of time here,
Okay.
so I want to thank you again. Howard's first show will be on March 2nd. That will bring to you. And you'll see his email and information on that show, but it's howard@bach2beatles.com. We'll be seeing more of you, definitely.
Okay, well, thank you, Ken.
All right. We'll be right back.
Thank you.